Alrighty fellas, good morning. My name is Patrouski. Welcome to PokeMMO Stream Recap 491, your daily source of PokeMMO news, tips, tricks, information, and just random discussion. Anything happening in PokeMMO, we try to talk about here. We have a lot of random news today, a lot of daily news, a lot of new stuff happening that isn't like your typical daily news, not just catch events today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I am sick today still, as you can probably hear in my voice. Just apologies if I sound raspy. I have to cough, take a break, whatever it may be. Shouldn't be a big deal. We're here to talk about PokeMMO. Let's jump into it. First things first, the Team Mr. 10th ever Team Mr. Shiny War is underway. If you don't know, Team Mr. is the team quoted for inventing Shiny War, which has now become an official event every single year within PokeMMO, which is a really big deal. They always do a theme. This year it is the Tri-School Cup. There are 3 teams going at it: Arcanine Academy, Larvitar Technical Institute, and Shuckle High School. I'm rooting for Shuckles because obviously I love Shuckle, and unfortunately right now they're in last place, but you know what, that's okay. When it comes to Shiny Wars, it is anybody's game at any moment. Getting those rare shinies, those edge shinies, it can really swing. You can swing things in a few hours. Team Mr. Shiny Wars infamously always come down to the last few minutes anyway, so as long as people are hunting and giving it their all, it is still anybody's game. Shout out to, I think it is Psycho and a bunch of other people whoever worked on this amazing website. The fact that Team Mr. has this sick as fuck live leaderboard over on PokeMMOTools.net, I think is one of the coolest things. This is so impressive to me. You can even see the captains of all the teams here and all the shinies gotten so far by all the players listed here individually. Dude, look at how far ahead Arcanine is. My wife is on Team Arcanine, so I should be rooting for her, but I gotta stick to my gut and root for Shuckle while also rooting for her, obviously. I bet she's gonna get 2 shiny. It's my guess. I bet my wife hits 2 shinies this event, but it's really cool to see so many people going so hard for a shiny tournament like this. If you don't know, Shiny Wars boils down to a competition where a bunch of people get drafted into teams and they all shiny hunt as much as possible, and whoever gets the most amount of shinies, and like you differentiate by points. For Team Mr., they break it down into like a ×5 horde shiny is 1 point, a ×3 horde shiny is 2 points, a single encounter shiny is 6 points, and like so on and so on. They break it down based on rarity. And then the official wars, when PokeMMO hosts ones, they break it down by species. So it doesn't actually matter how you get it, but it matters of what Pokemon, what species you get, which can often indicate the method as well. So a little bit of differences there from the Team Mr. and the official Shiny War. But Shiny Wars are the Super Bowl of PokeMMO shiny hunting. They are always cool to see. Now, next up, on to events. This event has unfortunately passed. I wanted to cover it in a stream recap, but I just couldn't get to it, man. It got released at like late Thursday, and I just didn't do a stream, unfortunately, so there was no way to let you guys know about this. But this was a really cool event, and I'm showing it to you guys, not to rub it in your face that you missed it, to hope they bring it back later. I hope they bring this back. They did a trivia, who's smarter than the Viridian school kids, on the 5th of April, and it was trivia questions. In global chat, you would win 100 RP per correct question, and I think you could only win twice. That was a big stipulation. One person could only win twice is usually how they do these. I could be wrong, but you can actually scroll down and see all the winners. And what was beautiful here was how many Ironmen. Also, number one, what's really impressive is that this guy got both of the first questions correct. That's insane. The fact that this guy got both the first ones immediately correct, they had to like give him his RP and let him move on, is really impressive. And then we see Chassel's Iron Man winning some free RP, Iron Lion, more Chassels, a few Iron Men winning some free RP from this trivia event. But we have Chassels in chat who can actually give us an example. He said that one of the questions he got correct was, how many Viper hordes to train a Pokemon to maximum special attack, and what Pokemon doesn't change total base stats when evolving? The special attack one, wouldn't it just be 26? Is Viper +1 Spatak? That'd be my guess. Is it 26 hordes? Is that right? That's my guess. And then what Pokemon doesn't change total base stats when evolving? Is it Rotom? Does Rotom just move around the stats? I don't know that one for sure. 440. No, there's no way it's Rotom. No, it's definitely not Rotom. Okay. What if I'm gonna not look at chat. I think Viper has a ×5 horde spot. Oh, someone said Scizor duh. Duh. Let me see. I don't know if I know. 500. It might be Scizor. 500. There. That's a good one. I didn't know that one. That made sense. Yeah. Because I think that's always quoted as an example of like how powerful the redistribution of stats is, and also the typing change from you know, because Bud Flying is a terrible typing, Bud Flying to Bug Steel. That's a good one, man. Someone got that. Someone said duh. That's a good one though. That's a tough one. I didn't know that off the top of my head. Anyways, thanks for sharing that, Chastles. Okay, that's the trivia. So the trivia is over. I'm hopeful that it returns in the future. Next up, we do have one catch event to cover. It is a Natu catch event coming up on the 8th of April, Wednesday at 6 p.m. ET over at the Ruins of Alph in Johto. You can catch Natu for a +3 bonus, Migro for -3. Nature bonus is +3 for Calm, +2 for Modest, -3 for Adamant. There is a shiny Natu up for grabs, which you can give hidden ability access. Magic Bound Xatu is a relevant raid Pokemon and PvP Pokemon. So this is like, you might see Natu or Xatu and think of it not being a very viable Pokemon. Nowadays, in 2026, Xatu is a viable Pokemon. It is pragmatic. It is used to lead in certain raid fights, to magic bounce certain effects, like I think Salamance's Roar, and set up your own Tailwind. So a shiny raid Pokemon and PvP Pokemon is up for grabs, plus the reward points as per usual. Next up, I've already shouted this out, but I wanted to shout it out one more time. It is such beautiful, important information. One of the hardest things to do in PokeMMO is to get into PvP, and any tools that help players do that is a massive asset to the player base. And dude, Quad Engine and so many other players went through so much effort to put together example VGC teams to hopefully help new players, and these are fantastic example resource teams. I love this, man. I want to show this out. This is over on the PokeMMO forums under Competition Alley. It should also be linked in the description. If it's not, let me know in the comments. But this is a fantastic, like, beautiful resource. Team building is so difficult in PvP, and players need to be able to jump in and be competitive and have a chance without having wasted all their Pokeyen building a team that may or may not, you know, be competitive or get them some wins, right? So it's just really, really cool to see this resource. And thank you for the Twitch Prime over to Blubbles Gaming. Next up, I wanted to try to start a new segment. I don't know if this will continue. I love covering the PokeMMO market. I think it's one of the most interesting parts of PokeMMO. I think it's one of the things that makes PokeMMO so much different than other Pokemon games and other even Pokemon MMOs is having access to things like PokeMMO Hub. This is PokeMMO Hub, a resource where you can actually track the price history of items within PokeMMO. This is one of my favorite items in the game that I've used as an investment. To be transparent with you guys, I've used as an investment multiple times. And to show you guys, this is Mysterious Great Ball 2023s, one of the best Mysterious Balls in the game for shiny rates as well as the species inside. You used to be able to buy these for 20,000 Pokeyen a piece. I think I bought my first batch of 500 or 700 for about 19k a piece. I sold all of those investments later on, and then I actually bought them back around here. So I actually sold out a bunch at one point. They tanked down to 38k, and I bought about 600 more back when they tanked down. I bought the dip. It is important in Pokemon. By knowing all the dumb, like, finance bro lingo, it helps in Pokemon, man. Buying the dip at 38k, even went a little bit lower, actually 35k. You can see there. That was back in 2024, I think. Either 2024 or 2025, early January 2025. That sounds about right. I bought them back, and now they're worth about, right now currently about 80k Pokeyen on the market. So just keeping track, if you want to make real investments in Pokemon, keeping track of an item's value long term is super important to understanding its market. But also, I wanted to even use this as an example of like a mistake of mine. I have not traded this item the best. I've still made really good profits, don't get me wrong, luckily, right? But a problem that I've noticed that I think a lot of endgame players have started to notice that we have actually, a lot of these old school, really patient players, some of us, like myself, actually hold investments for too long. There was a really big moment here, a long moment, where we could have sold Mysterious Great Balls for about 100k a piece, and I did not. And you could do like the woulda, coulda, shoulda games all day, to be fair, but like, this is a very, like, I should have sold, you know? I should have sold around this time, I think, and I didn't. And I regret that. I've been assessing a problem that I have with making investments. It's always good to try to constantly improve how you make investments in Pokemon if you're a long-term player, right? I hold too long. I'm a little too diamond hands. I need to sell a bit faster during these summer. The summer, we're coming up on it, guys. Look, this is in May, right? Here's May, when prices start to go back up. When kids get out of school, when teachers and college students have time off of school, that's when prices go up in PokeMMO a fair bit. So keep an eye out, man. We see a lot of price spikes. Summertime is often a really good time to sell investments in PokeMMO, and that time is very, very close to here. All right, next up, fellas, we have one more piece of news to cover, and then the achievement showcase. The last piece of news is the fashion contest coming up this Thursday, April 9th at 12 p.m. April 9th, this Thursday, April 9th, 12 p.m. I will be hosting a fashion contest at Celadon City, Channel 3. Now, if you don't know, these events are very, very casual. There's no like prize structure. I'll just be handing out a few shiny charms and a few random things here and there if your outfit impresses me, is unique enough, or just stands out in a cool way. If you want to come flex your drip, come over to Celadon City, Channel 3. These events are a way for me to let you guys flex your stuff, show your creativity, show what you've earned over the course of the event season. Iron Men are welcome, and Iron Men will be judged a little bit differently, but you're still going to be held to like the same standards to a decent extent. And this is what happens is, we line up in a line, and I judge people on a scale of 1 to 10 of how much I like their drip, and then I give you a prize if it's like super exceptional. So it's a very fun, casual thing. I can't promise I'll get to everybody, but I will judge people's drips for at least 1 hour. So check that out. That'll be Thursday, April 9th. Next up, on to Achievement Showcase. If you don't know, the Achievement Showcase is a way for you guys to flex your stuff, show what achievements you've been doing recently. If you want to be in the showcase, you can join my Discord and go down to the Achievement Showcase chat next to the Is Patrouski live chat. Post your achievements in there. We'll talk about them on stream, flex your stuff, and hopefully give people some ideas of what they might want to do in PokeMMO today. All right, this is a really wholesome, I love this message. My PokeMMO journey began exactly 1 month ago. After playing an average of 10 hours a day and spending around 150 hours imprisoned in Petalburg Woods, I can proudly say that I finally completed all 5 regions. You can even see his shiny Swellow there, which he probably got from being in Petalburg Woods, and the shiny Golurk. Really good. 2 really beautiful shinies. Good taste in shinies this guy has. Dude, he said, this game has given me so much, and I can't wait to continue my journey and keep grinding this wonderful game. Dude, what a wholesome, we love it, man. What a wholesome, we're lucky to have you, Till. This game is lucky to fucking have you, dude. Much love to you, man. Next up, Bronze. Yeah, Bronze got himself a shiny Ditto recently after completing all 5 regions, and then was just farming Dittos to sell for profit. A very good money-making method right now in the game, very consistent, and just randomly ran into a shiny Ditto at about 8,000 encounters. That is so deserved. It's always cool to see people just grinding, farming, making Pokeyen, and getting a shiny along the way. That's the hard work pays off type shit, dude. Congratulations to you, man. Next up, I don't even remember what this was from, so I feel so bad. Poppin' Zed, the opposite of an achievement, but I kept my words from Pat's last stream that if he didn't win, what didn't I win? Was it GeoGuessr? I was hurt, dude. This hurt to watch, man. I would delete my character that had my first shiny, and I'm posting it here to prove my word. Zed, why did you do this? No, bro, he deleted a shiny Pidgeotto on one of his accounts. This broke my heart, man. This was so difficult to watch, but also fair enough for keeping your word that I honestly don't remember. Holy fuck, Zed. More power to you, man. You're crazy. You're crazy, but I respect it, dude. Anyways, next up, wrong order. This guy, Draconic Master, called himself, number 1, a shiny Bagon, and then put through all of the effort to breed it up into a 5x31 shiny Bagon with Jolly Nature and all of these particle effects. I think sometimes it's easy to sleep on or forget how expensive and how much time and energy and love has to be put into something like this. I'm a catch my shiny and then move on to the next goal. You know, I'm a catch my shiny, throw it in the box, move on type of gamer. I really respect those who don't do that and want to take it to the next level. get it, catch it. And there's no wrong way to play, right? But like, I respect those who do things in a different way than I do. To catch it and put this much love into it is super fucking sick, dude. So congratulations and a big shout out over to, once again, that is Draconic Master, dude. That's a beautiful achievement that takes so much time, Pokeyen, and energy. Next, I'm just browsing the GTL for the proper breeds, right? Next up, this comes from player Yippity. I love the name. Yippiti. Yippity. He's been on a massive wet streak recently. Look at this. I like that also shiny hunting transcends language. You don't need to be able to read Spanish to understand what this is saying. Encounters for a shiny Gabite, 10,222. Encounters for a shiny Poochyena, 4,700. Pidgey, 2,500. Pidgeotto, 800. Okay, one lung coughed up later. Pidgeotto at 800 encounters, and then Ditto at fucking 5K, man. This is the wettest wet streak, the wettest kind, man. 5 shinies like this. Congratulations to Yippity, whose name is like a newer, I don't know if it's a newer player or he's just on an alternate or like a new account, but that is so sick, man. Congratulations over to Yippity. Now that is our stream recap intro. We have a lot of gaming to do today. Let's go ahead and jump into actually making progress in this lovely video game. I'll see you guys with any questions from chat and any daily PokeMMO conversation. All right, the Huryu in chat was kind enough to give us a challenge today on stream. He said that every single gym that I do, over 10 gyms in my Jimmy run, is a gifted sub. So this is officially, this is gym number 11. This is our first, we have 32 minutes left. I'm actually locking in and trying to do a good run today. I'm aiming for like 10 to 12. I think I can pretty confidently do that. Let's see how we can get there. Dude, I just fucking, no, not the time. I'm getting cooked in live time. Oh no, dude, shout out to Essence. I heard that Team Mr. got 2 Honey Tree shinies in one day during the Team Mr. war, man. 19,000 encounters, got himself a 2 times 31. I didn't know that. 2 times 31 shiny Burmy from a Honey Tree, man. Honey Tree shinies are so sick, dude. Obviously, shiny Burmy, not very cool. Not a huge shiny Burmy fan. Shiny Mothim, a little too busy to look that up for you. You know what? Screw it. I'll do it. I love you guys. Shiny Mothim is so sick, dude. I was not a shiny Mothim fan, and then someone in Team Mr. got shiny Mothim, and I was like, hold up. I was mistaken. Shiny Mothim goes hard, man. Shiny Mothim is actually gorgeous, dude. Thank you for the 11 gifted subs from Huryu. That was the goal, was to get between 10 to 12 gifted subs, which would be 20 to 22 Jimmy runs. So, dude, thank you, Huryu, for the challenge of the day. Very generous of you, man. You didn't have to do that. It made me lock in, get a better Jimmy run, and added some content, hopefully. Helped us get our Jimmy run done quicker as well, man. Congrats. Thank you. I'm not congrats, but thank you. Thank you for the 11 gifted subs, man. Okay, this is actually nuts. Albondi just got a single encounter wild shiny Quilava during the Team Mr. Shiny war. Now, that's insane. He linked it to me in game. You're the fucking GOAT, Albondi. Okay, this is insane for a few reasons. Shout out to Team Larvitar who got this, by the way. This is insane for a few reasons. You got it at 33,000 encounters, man. Very deserved. Congratulations. Single encounter shiny Quilava is a 5% chance, right? A single encounter shunt like that at 5% is a 2,000 hour shiny hunt on average. A 2,000 hour shunt, okay? The odds of getting that, the odds of hitting a 2,000 hour shunt during a 7-day war, which maybe you play 100 hours in the 7 days, like that, very, very low, right? Now imagine on top of it all, this is Albondi's 4th wild shiny starter. He also has, yeah, the IVs, his 31 Spatak and 28 speed as well. But Albondi has the entire Kanto trio, I believe, of shiny starters wild caught. None of them are egged. He is literally the guy in PokeMMO who wild hunts single encounters shiny starter Pokemon. Each of those shinies is a 2,000 hour hunt on average. This guy has spent 8,000 hours on average single encountering 4 shinies. 8,000 hours. Now I'm assuming maybe he got lucky. I don't know if they actually took that long, but like on average 8,000 hours for 4 shiny Pokemon. That is the true PokeMMO experience. That is unimaginable. And to get them during war the way he does, yeah, he is very lucky in a lot of ways, but that is wild, man. Hey Patrouski, I shiny hunt in the Safari Zone a lot, and I notice most of the player base avoids the Safari Zone. Do you think shiny hunters should try getting a Safari shiny, or should they avoid it and not risk a loss? It's really up to boring answer, up to personal preference. I would stay away from the Safari Zone until you have like 5 to 10 shinies. I always say a shiny hunter's resilience to the Safari Zone builds as they develop their shiny hunting career, right? So like, when I practically, from my personal anecdotal experience, and some people maybe they get 40 shinies and they still just like stay away, right? For me personally, I was always like, I'm never gonna hunt in the Safari Zone. Like it's not worth, the shiny rated Pokemon is too rare. It's not worth the risk, right? But then somewhere along the way, I got about 6 to 8 OT shinies, and I was like, you know what? Like, I could risk it. You know, it's crazy. It's really risky, but you know, I'm willing to, right? And then at like 20 OT shinies, I was like, let's go to the Safari Zone, you know, for the crazy risk, right? And then I think once I reached like 40 to 50 OT shinies on my main accounts, I was like, I'm gonna go to the Safari Zone at like 60,000 encounters dry just to feel something like that. Like at a certain point, you're like, fuck it, I don't even care anymore. I just want to like experience the craziest shiny experience that I can, you know? And then of course you have certain shinies where it's actually optimal to shiny hunt them in the Safari Zone, even though you might experience some losses along the way. I think, for example, Apom is like this. Apom, Lapras, Riolu is a big one. The best way to shiny hunt Riolu by far in PokeMMO is in the Safari Zone, but I think odds are you end up losing at least 1 or 2. Like 1 or 2 shiny Safari Riolus should flee from you before you catch one, I believe is the math. Which is obviously a very painful thing to experience. And there is an emotional element of like, if seeing a shiny Riolu flee from you would break your heart to the point where you would quit the game, well then it's not more efficient. So there's just a genuine, it comes down to what you want as a shunter, what you can take and handle, and what you want to experience. I reached a point where like I go to the Safari Zone for fun, just to like risk the clip and risk the odds of it. I think it'd be funny one day to lose a Safari shiny, which maybe when it happens it will be very not funny, you know. It's one of those like, we'll have to wait and see. I've never lost. I've only gotten 1 Safari shiny, my Shuckle of course, and I caught it. So I've not had that experience yet, but I'm weirdly looking forward to it, but maybe I'll regret it when I get there. Good call from someone in chat. We're talking about like money making methods right now, and really the best money making methods in Pokemon right now are all the like consistent ones that make pure yen. Jimmy runs, trainery runs, Amulet farming is fossil farming. Did I say Diddlebox catching? But Torkoal, often one of the few mons that's still worth to catch for profit is Torkoal with Drought, and you can always see in a fight if the Torkoal if the fight doesn't start with him setting sun, you just run from the fight. But yeah, Drought Torkoals, any Drought Torkoal is like 8k 9k a piece. This is a solid money making method, absolutely. And in that farms items. Nincada box farming is underrated as hell. Nincada boxes, because people use Nincada to shiny hunt for Shedinja. It's not always super good, but like usually any Nincada goes for about 3k a piece. And don't sell these on the GTL. Sell these like a Ditto box to another person, because if you sell them on the GTL, you're only making 2,000 profit per Nincada. If you sell them as a box and trade them to another player, you're making 3k. That's an extra 1k per Nincada, right? That's, if you sell a box of Nincada on the GTL, you're making 120k. If you sell a box to a player, making 180k. Massive difference. Please sell these as boxes and not on the GTL if you sell Nincada boxes. Here, people are asking my thoughts, and my thoughts have changed a bit on whether or not Nintendo will ever release a Pokemon MMO. I have a video to this a while ago. Now I'm gonna skip past all of the like skepticism of like, will it even be an MMO? People thought quick reminder, people thought Gen 6 was going to be an MMO. You might forget that, but I was old enough to remember, because of like Street Pass and Wonder Trade being leaked before the game was out, people thought Gen 6 was going to be an MMO, and it obviously was far from that, so keep that in mind. As well as like how many games like don't ever, you know, release yada yada. I think if Nintendo ever released a Pokemon MMO, we will see a similar effect that the re-release of Fire Red and Leaf Green brought. The re-release of Fire Red and Leaf Green on Switch brought a huge wave of new players into PokeMMO, and it's revitalized the game in certain ways in a time where it really needed it, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo ever released an official Pokemon MMO. People always get so scared, and we'll see, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like people always give in to like fear and paranoia, and they worry about Pokemon getting shit, blah, blah, blah. I think if anything, it will just draw more attention. Maybe I'm just Cope and I'm just too biased, but like, I think if anything, it will just draw, there'll be a lot of people who play the new one or want to test out PokeMMO prior to it coming out or whatever, and it just draws more attention and excitement to PokeMMO, as well as potentially people trying out a Nintendo official PokeMMO and realizing it's not really for them, or it's too casual, or it's more like Pokemon based, and a lot of people might enjoy that, but then want to try and play Pokemon or vice versa. I don't know if anybody, and to be fair, maybe I'm dead wrong, I don't know if any Pokemon players will be leaving Pokemon for a Nintendo official Pokemon MMO, but maybe I'm wrong. I'd be really impressed if they make a good one. Maybe it's the cynic in me. I don't trust Nintendo to make a balanced Pokemon MMO with a shiny hunting system that I care about, especially. Maybe once again, this is all, it's one of those things like, we're so far from this. Let's just wait and see what happens, man. And I'll see you guys in 5 years. And, you know, wait and see what happens and see what develops. This is a great question from someone from chat. Someone asked, Blaze or Flash Fire for Typhlosions for your Jimmy runs. And I used to always just rock Blaze. Blaze doesn't do anything because when you're spamming Eruption, your HP is always going to be full. If you're low HP, you're already like kind of losing the battle, right? So I used to always recommend like just don't pay the extra Pokeyen for Flash Fire. It's just not worth it. But nowadays, ability patches are so cheap. If you're a main account, it is totally worth the 200k, which you can make back in one Jimmy run, to put Flash Fire on your Typhlosions. Like back in the day, this was not worth it, but nowadays, why not? It's 100k per Pokemon, you know, 200k. You might as well put Flash Fire on your Typhlosions. It will come up occasionally. It will be mildly useful, whereas Blaze will kind of do nothing, if that makes sense. It used to not be worth it. Now it is. Good little PSA. I've never seen this question proposed. Someone said, do you think instead of what a lot of people want, with like the shiny compensation rate, meaning whenever you go dry, some people advocate for a pity system in Pokemon where if you go dry, your shiny rate slightly improves. I don't really want that or care for that personally, but it's a totally valid opinion to have. I'm excited for Pokeforce to implement that in a unique or interesting way and be different than Pokemon, but I don't really care for that personally. Someone said, what if we got a slight increase in quality rather than rate? I'm assuming you mean IVs. I would be totally fine with that. If that's what you mean by quality, I have no problem with that. Like the drier you go, the more IVs you'll get on a shiny. I don't know what that rate would look like, or like maybe if you go like over 100k dry, you get like 2 times 31 guaranteed. I see no problem with that in terms of OT shiny hunting. I think that's honestly a very valid, very small little way to kind of a pat on the back for going that dry. I like that a lot if that's what you mean. I would personally not mind a pity system in that regard, but each their own opinion, right? I love the creative idea. Alrighty, fellas, almost a 5-hour stream, close to a 5-hour stream on a Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've been really enjoying getting back into consistent streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET to come out over on YouTube and Twitch. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're pushing through the sickness and still making grinds and gains. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for daily videos. I do upload Pokemon videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams. Discord down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content. Fan funding is what allows me to be here, guys. I cannot thank you enough. If my content has helped your Pokemon journey, whether it's taught you something or entertained you on a second monitor while you grind in game, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal and Venmo donations really allow me to be here. I will see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday. But for now, guys, have a good one. Peace, Reno.
Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody's name who is on this list. You really allow me to make the content that I do every single day, and I hope I can make it worth your guys' while and add to your Pokemon journey. Thanks again so much for watching the entire video, and have a great day.